For years, Alan Trammell Baseball Cards told us what Cooperstown voters seem to have trouble grasping. The man is a Hall of Famer. In 2018, though, the Veterans Committee finally stepped in to set things right, and the Detroit Tigers superstar shortstop got his bust at long last. To celebrate, here is a rundown of 10 great Trammell cards that every old-school collector can appreciate and that every serious vintage collector needs in his coffers. Enjoy the cardboard memories. 1978 Topps, Alan Trammell, Paul Molitor, rookie card, 707. In the long history of Topps baseball cards, this is the only multiplayer rookie card to feature multiple Hall of Famers, so far at least. But while Molitor has been waiting since his election in 2004 for Trammell to join him in Cooperstown, collectors have considered this Hall of Fame cardboard since at least the 1990s. Not only does this card have an impeccable on-field pedigree, but Molitor managed the Minnesota Twins until 2018, and this card is subject to a hefty condition scarcity. It's a rare copy that isn't cut off center or smudged across the rookie shortstop designation, or both. As a result, you can find these must-have cards ranging from just a few bucks for decent but smudged copies, all the way up to several $100s for PSA 9. 1978 Burger King, number 15. Collectors didn't have to wait long at all to snag the first solo rookie card of Trammell, at least if they lived in the Detroit area in 1978. That summer, Topps and Burger King teamed up to issue a set of Tiger cards that also included single rookies of Lou Whitaker and Jack Morris, but not Lance Parrish. Issued in packs of 3 with food purchases, the cards were identical to the base cards except for numbering and except for the rookies who escaped their bounds of their multiplayer confines. Today, the Trammell Burger King card sells for about $15 to $50 raw, depending on condition, and up to hundreds of dollars for graded mint copies. 1980 Topps, 232. The first 2 cards on this list had to be there for historical and monetary reasons. The 1980 Topps Trammell card, though, is here because it just looks great. A young Trammell practices bunting in the batting cage on a sunny day with fans milling around in the stands behind him. And it's all captured in the framework of an understated 1980 design, a simple but classic baseball theme. What's not to love? With a selling price of just a couple of dollars each, this third-year card is an affordable must-have. 1981 Donruss, number 5. Back to historical significance for this one, as it technically is Trammell's first Donruss card. Of course, every 1981 Donruss card is someone's first Donruss card, but that doesn't diminish the pairing on card number 5, future Hall of Famer and brash new card company. The card is not bad looking either, showing a maybe nervous or scared young Trammell trying to put on a fierce face for the camera as he poses with a cocked bat. The colors work well, and the wide expanse of grass in the stands in the background give it an old-school feel. Not bad for a couple of bucks. 1981 Flir, 461. It's mostly the same story here, except with an even better history. It was Flir, after all, who spent years in court before finally breaking Topps' monopoly with a $1 judgment that opened the door for new card producers to crash the cardboard party. The design and card quality of 1981 Flir are generally better than those of the 1981 Donruss too, and Trammell's home white Tigers jersey looks pretty snazzy against the dark background. Not the greatest shot in the world, but you really need 1981 Flir Trammell in your Tigers 800 count box if you're going to have any 1980s playground creed at all. 1984 Topps, number 510. You can't have a list of great Trammell baseball cards without at least one piece of cardboard from 1984. In case you forgot, that's the year the Detroit Tigers stormed to the title on the back of an incredible 35-5 start and 104-58 overall record. For his part, Trammell played his usual stellar defense and turned in a close-to-career year up to that point at the plate before snagging the World Series Most Valuable Player award. Of Trammell's 3 baseball cards that summer, the 1984 Topps is by far and away the best. You'll get Tram bunting in his Tigers white in front of the hometown crowd with an orange background headshot in the insert. What could be better than that? 1985 Donruss, number 171. Trammell won 4 Gold Gloves during his career and probably could have won a few more. So, it would be really nice to include at least one fielding card among his top 10, don't you think? Yeah, so do I. The 1985 Donruss set offered up a solid design with black borders that were very Donruss-y, but not overpowering. And Trammell's card shows him at the ready, sunglasses flipped up, warrior wrap around his right throwing arm, just waiting for a ball to smash his way. Ding ding, we have a winner. 1986 Flir, 241. Another aspect of Trammell's game that doesn't get a lot of play all these years later is his speed. Although the Hall of Famer carried a much bigger stick than most of his shortstop brethren, he still maintains the type of solid base running you'd expect from the shortstop hole. With 236 stolen bases and 109 times caught stealing, Trammell turned his speed into a net asset over the course of his career and stole as many as 30 in a season, 1983. There aren't a ton of cards showing him in a full-on sprint, but he looks like he's at second base thievery on his mind in this 1986 Flir card. The photo is not the clearest, but it's a solid mid-career issue overall. 1988 Topps Big, number 8. As far as collector appeal and sales went, the Topps Big cards were pretty much a bust. The design was a bit funky for the time, and they were too big to fit in with other cards, in sheets or in boxes. But they were pretty snazzy looking, and they gave you a 1950s feel that had been lacking since the 50s. Duh. Trammell, with his hard-nosed play and classic Tiger duds, fit right into that retro theme. His 1988 Topps Big card is a great mix of old and new, splashy nameplate, and it looks pretty darn good overall if you can overlook its unwieldy size. 1997 Flir Ultra, number 64. For all it does well, one thing Topps basically refuses to do is issue a career capper card. So if you want to nab a card of your favorite player the year after he retires and see all his stats, you need to look elsewhere. Alan Trammell, who retired in 1996, appeared on a few cards in 1997, but the Flir Ultra issue is as good as any and better than most. Here you see a fully mature, fulfilled, and happy Trammell cutting up with his bat, maybe one last time. And you get a neon splash of the 1990s glitz, and you can see that Tiger's uniform of the day. And on the back of the card, you get Trammell's complete statistical story and another great photo. It all adds up to one thing, the Hall of Fame. Like our video? Then like our videos and subscribe to our channel. waxpackgods.com